Hi there, this is the collective reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This is messages from your inner child. And the messages that are coming through are really, really beautiful. But there's a lot of different energy coming through, so bear with me here while I tell you. We've got Capricorn, double Pisces, double Aquarius, Gemini, double Libra. Actually, did I say double? I might have said double Aquarius. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. It's a lot. So I feel like because of a lot of the energy coming through and just kind of what I'm seeing from the cards, I feel like this is, for some of you, a guide coming through as well on top of the inner child message. A guide that has been with you since teen years. And then for others of you, this is like an ancestor, and it's a masculine energy. And what's interesting, the first thing I noticed was the first two cards, the individual in the card looks exactly the same, and it's like a teenage energy. Might be older teens for some of you, and very protective. This energy is very protective of you and has been really helping you, especially from your teenage years until however old you are now. And they might be a long-term guide of a sort. Ancestors can be guides too, so it could be an ancestor that's a guide, or it's just a specific guide that's been watching over you here. And I'm getting a message about animals. So, my birds that chime in there. You might have always had a connection with animals, or it's like a sign for you, like that guide's coming through like interesting animals. We've got an owl, we've got a bat. Bats represent rebirth though. We've got a crow. Crow represents spirit. We've got a lot of feathers too. So feathers definitely is a sign for you if you've been seeing them recently. So the first thing I'm getting is I feel like for a lot of your life, you have kind of been, I don't want to say lost, but like searching for something, maybe getting caught up in your head of ideas that you could do, like wanting something more out of your life is really kind of the thing that's coming through here, and wandering around, not being able to figure out, head in the clouds, not being able to figure out what it is that you want, but you want more than what you've got. And I don't feel like it's a super young age. I feel like this is like the teenage years where this really started developing. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I want to do more than what I'm doing now. Like, you've wanted something more your whole life from this time period on, and you're like, I don't know what that is. You might have figured that out by now, but that's kind of like, that's the first thing showing up, and it's like a big thing in your life. And there's a little bit of sense of alone, but you weren't alone. You weren't alone. There's animals here. There's your guide, whatever your guide is. There's an actual dog, so maybe you've had a dog your whole life, throughout your life. So even if you felt alone, you weren't alone, okay? You were never alone. You always have protection. You always have someone looking over you. Moving on, like a really big message here coming from your inner child is balance. And maybe that's something you're working on now, but it hasn't always been easy for you to balance things. And whether it's your masculine, feminine energy, whether it's balance in life, work life stuff, it's like a struggle. Like, and part of that struggle is feeling stuck. And if we go back to what I was just saying about, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I like feel like there's more. I need more. There's a hunger. There's a drive. But you know, you were stuck because you had trouble balancing things, juggling things, maybe doing too many things at once even, or decision making, like, okay, this is a really good idea, but this is also a good idea. Which one should I do? And getting kind of stuck there because you know, it's too much. There's too many options. Kind of getting that vibe too. But what's really beautiful about you, very generous. You're a very generous spirit. People find comfort from you. Queen of Wands energy showing up here. And you don't have to be a female. This is just feminine energy. So this is really interesting because it's like, when I think of the Queen of Wands, you know, very passionate, very driven, you know, not necessarily that you're not compassionate, but this is like, how am I trying to say this? Independent. Like, there's an independence here. So, you know, while you provide comfort for other people and give to other people, you're perfectly fine being on your own, even though you might have felt lonely sometimes. It's like there's a little bit of keeping people at a distance I'm getting from this message, which is interesting. I don't think you have a problem now with receiving, but you might have in the past. That might be something that you're working on now, like actually, because I'm like this card, I want to kind of show it. What I keep on looking at is this hand that's giving to this hand, and I feel like this is your hand and this is someone else giving to you. So I feel like you've gotten better at receiving, but that might have been a struggle for you for a long time, receiving from other people. Like, it's easier for you to sit on the throne and from afar with your animal, your cat or your dog or whatever, than let people get too close and let you down. That's a message I'm getting here. But people always have found comfort in you, based on your generosity and just this like leader quality that you have, even if you haven't always embraced it. Okay. High Priestess energy. I love this. Eight of Swords. I've been seeing the Eight of Swords a lot. So High Priestess, Eight of Swords, determination. You've gone through a lot of your life with blinders on, with a mask on, not seeing what's in front of you, like not embracing your intuition, your gifts if you have them, not being in this High Priestess energy, but the determination to be more, to do more, to not be afraid is really what's coming through. Has you in this energy now, this High Priestess energy. Look at the throne, on a throne again, okay? You've made a lot of progress. I'm really proud of you. This is incredible. So meditation's really good if you're not already doing that. And if you're already in the process of developing your gifts or being more intuitive, keep going, because you know you're not stuck, you're not stagnant anymore, and you're freeing yourself from any binds that had been on you before. And what's interesting about these binds, while I'm looking at this card, I feel like a lot of the binds and the the mask or the hiding your eyes kind of thing that was on you was because you put it on yourself. It was easier to be, what's the term I'm thinking of? Oh gosh, naive, or that's not that. There's a saying, like it was easier for you to just go along and be in the dark than to really see what was going on. So you thought, but I feel like now that you're embracing what's in front of you and what's meant for you and all that, you feel so much better than being in the dark. That was a trick you were telling yourself. And look at Spirit has always, like, Spirit is around you, so around you and helping you right now. I love this. And then this card, I've been staring at this the whole time I've been doing this reading, the Star, okay? This is Aquarius energy, but hope. That's the first thing I thought when I saw that card. And I know it kind of means that, but there's this like hope about you now. Your inner child has hope, which they might not have always had in the past. Because of the consciousness, like you're connecting to consciousness. But there's still a balance piece that you're like, you might be struggling with. I'm getting a message of like feeling like you're supposed to do instead of being, okay? I've been working on that myself, right? Which is just like with meditation. I've been doing it every day consistently because I got out of that. And I'm just trying to be more present and receive messages instead of thinking I know better than Spirit and doing what I think I should do. I'm trying to let Spirit lead me. So that, you know, that's calling for the blindfold to let Spirit lead you in that sense, not being in the dark, but just saying, hey, Spirit, I trust you. Tell me where we are supposed to go next. And instead of saying, okay, well, I've always done this. I'm supposed to do this. This is how I'm a cog in the machine. Like you're not, okay? And I feel like you're aware of that. So now Spirit is really just asking for your trust and to let go and let them lead you. Let the light lead you, okay? Like that's the other thing, like seeing that string, like it's like you're okay letting Spirit take the reins now. Like you're not afraid. It's like a letting go of control. Really, really good for you. I feel like that's been a struggle for you for your life too. So I love this message. So good. And then because I felt like ancestors were coming through and your guides or a guide, I feel like it's one energy. I pulled a postcard from Spirit that I want to read to you here. Dearest you, sometimes it's wonderful to give, but there are times you might find yourself overgiving, okay? What was I saying? Now might be a good time to check in and see where you might be cutting off the flow of abundance. Let others give to you, even if you're more comfortable being generous and being the giver, the healer, the rescuer. Yes, I love this. In the art of living, we sometimes overlook an important skill, receiving gracefully and with gratitude, without diminishing yourself or trying to deny vulnerability or bringing an agenda. That's an important thing. Or bringing an agenda of equality to it. Receiving is hard for some people. Maybe you. Same, okay? You do not need a this for that in your exchange with others. You are doing good in the world. Let the world give back and support you. Then you can give up the old stories that have you convinced you have to do everything alone with no help. What was I saying? Okay? Let your well be filled. Let your well be filled. We all love you so much. That's so beautiful. So Spirit really coming through on that message too, and just saying, let us help you, okay? You've done great. You've done beautifully. We're proud of you. And your inner child is proud of you. Now let us assist and take you to the next level. I hope this helped you. I love this reading.